This program is brought to you by the A.C Gilbert Company, makers of American Flyer electric trains and the American Flyer stock car race.
Wow, look at that American Flyer train go. Uh-oh, looks like trouble for Susie's kitten. Can Johnny stop it in time? Why, of course, Susie. No need for worry when the train is dependable American Flyer. And American Flyer accessories are fun, too. Just look at this sawmill. Works like a real one. And talk about action, there's plenty of it with the oil drum loader that puts the barrels in the car automatically. And like this log loader, American Flyer accessories are remote controlled. Yes, for real fun, it's scale model American Flyer trains. Complete sets from 1995.
The Gilbert Hall of Science. The makers of Erector, the world's greatest construction toy, and American Flyer, the world's most realistic electric trains. The only electric trains that run on real two-rail tracks, puff clean white smoke, and give off the choo-choo sounds, brings you the Boys Railroad Club, featuring American Flyer trains. Their guest today is a real railroader, Mr. Tommy Lyons from the New Haven Railroad. The door's open. The boys are just getting started. So let's go inside and see what's going on.
Boy, on behalf of our railroad club, Mr. Lyons, it's swell to have you. And especially we're glad because you're the official engineer of the New Haven Railroad.
Well, it's swell to me too, boys, to be with such a fine bunch of young fellows.
What's official engineer mean?
Well, official engineer, it means that you have to be qualified over the entire system. You have to know all the equipment when we have to take some of our big officials out on a trip. And I also hold some very important people.
Did you ever carry any real celebrities?
Oh, sure, 4 presidents of the United States.
Which of the 4 presidents have you carried?
Oh, I've carried President Taft, Coolidge, Hoover, and President Roosevelt.
Gee.
And also, fellas, I'm in hopes to carry President Truman if he ever comes over our railroad again.
Are you really an engineer?
Oh, sure. I run the Merchants Limited to Boston, one of our crack trains, which I think is one of the finest trains in the country. We only have 3 hours and 55 minutes from New York to Back Bay.
Gee, fellas, he's a real engineer.
Yeah.
Boy.
And something else, fellas. There's something you boys would be interested in. I've run many a circus train.
You have? Hey, fellas, well, we can put on our circus, and Mr. Lyons can help us with the circus train.
That's right.
Well, by the way, fellas, I don't know who's running this train. I ought to meet you boys.
Golly, I forgot. This is Ben, our train dispatcher.
How do you do, Mr. Lyons?
Glad to know you, Ben.
Same here.
Steve, our conductor.
Steve, glad to know you, too.
Likewise.
Corky, our engineer.
Hi.
Hi, Corky. How are you?
Fine.
My name's Toby. I'm president of the club.
Well, that's a pleasure, Toby.
And my little brother, Herky. Hey, where's Herky?
Where'd he go? Why, he was right here just a second ago. Don't worry. He'll be back. Oh, say, Mr. Lyons, you're supposed to stand on the observation platform.
Well, I'd be glad to, boys.
Right.
Golly, I forgot. All our guests stand on the observation platform.
Yeah.
Well, boys, we're all ready to go when you are.
Okay, let's go, fellas.
Get up there,
All ready? Okay, fellas, he gave us the highball. First, we have to pick up our circus train. I'm sorry we don't have an electric engine like you have in New Haven, Mr. Lyons. We're steam and diesel on this railroad.
Well, I think the New Haven will forgive you, Toby. Say, boys, you really do have smoke rolling out of that smokestack. Will she whistle for a crossing?
Sure, the whistle is built right in the locomotive. We can control it with a push button. Look at our two-rail track, the kind all the real railroads have. Okay, Mr. Lyons, I've got a circus train ready. The flats are loaded with circus wagons, animal cages, and motor trucks to haul them when we get to our show town. You be the engineer, Mr. Lyons, and I'll run the controls. Tell me how you'd run the circus train.
All right, boys, I will. First, let's get her out of the yard. We can't go anywhere than a dead-end track. After we get her going, we have to make a brake test, you know. Good. Now we're rolling. What do your wayside signals say?
Clear track ahead.
All right, boys, you're out of the yard now. Pull her out. Don't be afraid of her.
Sure, Mr. Lyons, sure.
Gosh, this is real.
Now we're rolling.
We've got a caution signal, Mr. Lyons.
All right, slow down. Try the brakes. Let's see what's ahead of us.
Now it's a stop signal. I'll set the brakes.
It's the drawbridge. There's a ferry boat coming through.
We'll just have to wait, boys. Marine traffic has the right of way in this case. And believe me, you boys have a humding of an operation here. One thing I've learned, boys, about hauling circus trains in my experience in railroading, it's an overnight jump from one circus lot to the other. Let's pretend, boys, it's after midnight, and we're highballing through the dark with our flats and our sleepers.
Turn the basement lights off, will you, Steve? We never tried this before, Mr. Lyons, but you're right. We can't have daylight all the time. Okay, Steve, turn out the lights. No, it's not. Look at the headlights shining on the engine coming out of the tunnel.
things look different on a night run, boys. I always loved to highball through the night.
All the acrobats, clowns, animal trainers, and the ringmaster must be asleep in those Pullman cars. Yep, they are.
Ease your train out very gently, Toby. If you start like a jackrabbit, you'll jolt all the circus people out of their beds. That's it. Nice and easy.
Okay, Steve, turn on the lights. It's morning, and we're coming into our showtown.
Okay, gang, lights on. Whoa! Holy smokes!
Oh, it's only Herky.
I found this clown suit up in the attic for the circus. The giant free-ring attraction will begin any moment, so hurry, hurry, hurry! Hurry, hurry, hurry! We're a greatest show! Boy, oh boy, oh boy!
Yeah, round and round they go. Hundreds of scale model electric trains, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, every work day in the year. And you want to know something? Yeah, those men and women there get paid for being train testers. They're testers at A.C. Gilbert's big factory in Connecticut. Some 16 of them in the locomotive assembly department, working side by side with other workers in other departments to turn out the famous American Flyer electric trains. Yes, at the request of this young man here of Ogden, Utah, our U.S. Forward cameras toured this toy train factory in New Haven, Connecticut. Now, his name is Stephen Anderson. Where to begin this tour, we didn't know till we came to this door. It was marked no admittance, because there are always secret projects going on inside. But because you asked for it, Russell Smith allowed us to visit his inner sanctum. He was testing the real-life roar of a diesel engine, one of his latest inventions to reach the market. Listen to that. And what makes the sound? Just a vibrating reed feeding into a miniature sound speaker. We asked Mr. Smith what his biggest problem was in 19 years as a creative engineer, and his answer, how to make real smoke, a problem he solved with a clever combination of compressed air and a heating unit and an oil-soaked wick. Maury Romer, train engineer, gave us an idea what happens after a new gimmick is conceived. First, a rough pencil sketch leads to a trial model. These are no longer toys, they're precision instruments. 500 technical blueprints like these were required for the oil drum loader. And then, only after many other steps in business, production, and engineering procedure, did the oil drum loader hit the assembly line. Now, let's watch it take shape. First, the motor and gearbox is tested. Then it's placed upside down into a plastic railroad platform, and it's attached. A small station shed goes over the motor and gearbox. Now watch carefully, because it'll begin to make a lot of sense soon. Now a small truck with a driver is hooked onto that lever, half hidden by the station shed. And look, a remote-controlled oil drum loader. The truck moves over to the barrel rack. It hits a trip-loading device. The barrel falls into the truck. The lever pivots the truck around, and presto, the oil drum is deposited into a railroad car. Now, one idea on the assembly line, and Russell Smith goes on to the next, consulting with Ray Smith, Director of Engineering. But a visit to the Gilbert Hall of Science in New York City proves that their American Flyer scale model trains have all kinds of lifelike action today to add to the excitement of speeding passenger and freight trains. Like Smith here, the walking brakeman, he patrols the catwalk on top of the car, striding back and forth continuously. At the touch of a button, this log loader goes into action. Big hooks pick up pieces of timber, and over the car, they're automatically released, and the carriage returns for another load. Or consider these steers milling around the pen. What happens when the gates open? You're right, they file up the ramp into the car. And they can be unloaded the same way, too. Here's another remote-control special. One button closes the jaws of this scoop, and the bucket then carries the load up to the tipple. The second button releases the coal, which cascades into the car below. Wait a minute, did we order that much milk? Oh, well, meet Joe and Mo, another pair of hard workers. They unload lengths of board, and these fellas are really working on the railroad. Watch what happens when a hand car bumps into obstacles. It backs up. Yes, Stephen Anderson, a tour through a toy train factory certainly proves that things are moving fast these days, even with the men like Russell Smith who dream up ideas to keep us all young at heart. We're glad we met him and the others at A.C. Gilbert's New Haven train factory, because you asked for it.
From the Gilbert Hall of Science, the makers of Erector, the world's greatest construction toy, and American Flyer, the world's most realistic electric trains. The only electric trains that run on real two-rail tracks, puff clean white smoke, and give off realistic choo-choo sounds, brings you the Boys Railroad Club, featuring American Flyer trains. Their guest today is a real railroader, Mr. H.I. Walton from the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. The doors open. The boys are just getting started. So let's go inside and see what's going on.
It was darn nice of you boys to invite me down here as your guest. Say, this spaceman is a real railroader's dream. What boy wrote me the letters?
I did, Mr. Walton. I'm Toby. I'm the president, so I invited you. Meet the gang. This is Ben, our train dispatcher. How do you do, Mr. Walton? I'm pleased to know you.
Hi, Ben.
Steve, the conductor. Hello, Mr. Walton.
Hi.
Corky, our engineer. Hi.
Hi, Corky.
And Herky, my brother, a fireman.
Pleased to meet you.
Hi, Herky.
Say, Herky, why don't you go upstairs and see a television program?
No, then I miss the train.
Don't you miss any trains, Herky.
us what you do on the B&O Railroad, Mr. Walton.
I'm superintendent of the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, in charge of the New York Terminal Division. I have supervision over transportation. Transportation means the operation of passenger trains and freight trains. Maintenance away. Now, maintenance means keeping things up to standard. Way is the roadbed, and anything on it, including the rails, signals, switches, buildings, and any other property. Then we have the maintenance of equipment. Equipment is our rolling stock. Rolling stock to you boys means our passenger cars, our freight cars, our steam locomotives, and diesels.
Golly, Mr. Walton, we have a lot of property on our right-of-way, too. We bought some of it with money we earned cutting grass and running errands. Ben had 3 locomotives and 10 cars, so we brought those to the club. Corky had some extra cars and tracks, and I had a big train set, so I brought that. Santa Claus brought us some of it, didn't he, Hershey? Yes, he did. Maybe he'll bring us some more.
Well, let's show Mr. Walton our equipment. I'll bet it's just like his railroad. Please stand on the observation platform, will you, Mr. Walton?
Certainly.
All I can stand up there, Mr. Walton. That's right, you can see everything. Would you like to see us run our railroad? Huh?
Why, certainly. That's what I came down here for.
Okay, then. Let's go, fellas.
Perky and I are going to work on some new mountains we're building. That's right. Oops, Perky, there you go again. Ready?
Okay, fellas, he gave us a highball. Here we go.
Look at our 2-rail tracks, the kind all the real railroads have.
That's a fine-looking roadbed, boys. Say, your locomotive makes smoke.
You said it. The faster she goes, the more smoke she pumps.
What happens when she slows down?
She pumps less smoke, because then she's not working so hard.
Does she always do that?
You bet. The smoke is synchronized with the speed of the locomotive at all speeds.
We have electronic controls for all our trains and automatic equipment, even for the whistle. This is our main freight yard. Look at all the different kinds of cars down there. This is one of our main passenger terminals. It's pretty busy.
How did you make the train stop?
I pushed the parking station button right in front of me.
Did you have to push another button to make the station talk?
No, it started automatically when the train stopped. And that's not all. As soon as the station stopped talking, the train started up automatically.
Gee, let's see you do it again, Toby.
Okay, here she comes again. I press the talking station button now. And when the train gets into the station, she stops. The station talks. Here's our crossover. Guess we'll have to wait for the streamliner.
Hey, look! Our B&O Royal Blue is coming through ahead of the Santa Fe. Our mail car is on this train. I'm going to make the mail car pick up the outgoing mail bag off the post and throw out a bag of mail for this weighing station. teach you. She'll give me the dickens because you're all messed up.
Well, while I was watching your Royal Blue train in action, I was thinking about our own Royal Blue and how it looks coming over the viaduct at Relay, Maryland. A mighty big sight for a railroader's eyes. You know, boys, we got a diesel on the Royal Blue now. No more steam. We're pretty proud of her performance. She's one of the stars of our system, including the Capital Limited and National Limited. All reliable, classy trains. And your busy track reminds me of our own four-track line between Baltimore and Washington. There's something moving all the time on that stretch. It's a big job to keep the freight rolling and the passenger trains speeding on a railroad. Every piece of equipment must be in top-notch condition, and every man on the line has to work with the next fella. Don't forget that, boys, whether you're operating on your own railroad or mine. How about showing me some more of this grand little railroad that you operate?
Well, we'll show you how our new electromagnetic crane helps us load steel scrap into a special car.
This is real railroad stuff.
Look at the beacon light to warn airplanes away. It goes around like a real one. Oh, gee whiz, look! The red train is going somewhere. Boy, this is a real wreck, Mandy. That's right, gang. One of the Vistadome passenger coaches is off the rail on the main line. See it right in front of me? Keep coming, Toby. A little more. All right. Swing the wreck crane around. Take up the boom. Lower the hook. And she'll be on the rails any minute. All ready to go, Toby. She only lost 2 minutes, and we can make that up easy. Take her away. Hey, Toby and Steve, will you take out that old truss bridge over the freight line? I'm almost ready with the new one.
All ready, Winter.
Hey, Ben, give me a hand, and we'll clean her into the freight. Boy, you did a swell job, Corky. Whoa, look at this. Gee,
thank you, Johnny.
Wow,
what a...
Okay, lift up the track. Okay. There she is. All right, we'll start laying on the track.
Okay.
Hey, Corky, it sure looks strong. Sure is.
I bet.
Dude, put on some more bags. Come on.
That's some performance, boys. You really have a good crew here.
Hey, fellas, there's a train coming over the new bridge. It's the Streamliner. Better tell the engineer to take it easy first time over.
Here she comes. Boy, look at that Streamliner.
Wow, what a beauty.
Hiya, railroad fans. Wouldn't you like to have an official American Flyer Boys Railroad Club right in your own home? Well, the chief engineer of American Flyer Trains, Mr. A.C. Gilbert, wants to help you start one. You know, it's a great thing to be a leader and be the first to form your own club. So listen, here is what you get absolutely free. First, a letter from Mr. Gilbert telling you how to start your official Boys Railroad Club.
He'll give you details on exciting activities you can plan. And in addition, you also get this giant 48-page American Flyer train catalog, jam-packed with wonderful full-color pictures of American Flyer trains and accessories. Plus, Gilbert Erector sets, the world's greatest construction toy. Gilbert chemistry sets, magic sets, tool chests, and puzzles. And now, boys, after your railroad club is rolling, you can receive this handsome charter certificate with your name on it and the names of all your club members. It will look mighty important hanging on your wall, showing that you have an official Boys Railroad Club. Do it now. Write for information on how to start your American Flyer Boys Railroad Club and for your free 48-page full-color catalog. Address Gilbert, 99 Erector Square, New Haven, Connecticut. That's Gilbert, 99 Erector Square, New Haven, Connecticut. Send us your name and address right now. You know, you're always welcome at the Boys Railroad Club and at the Gilbert Hall of Science nearest your home. Remember, listen for the whistle. From the Gilbert Hall of Science.
And give off realistic choo-choo sounds brings you the Boys Railroad Club, featuring American Flyer trains. Hello there, railroad fans. Say, wouldn't you like to have a real American Flyer model railroad system of your own? Of course you would. Because for realism, for power, for the most honest-to-goodness fun, you just can't beat American Flyer trains. And remember, only American Flyer has all these true-to-life features. Real two-rail tracks, lifelike puffing smoke, realistic choo-choo sounds, and a remote control whistle that's built right into the locomotive. Make sure you see the complete American Flyer train and accessory line soon at your local dealers. And say, while you're there, ask for the new American Flyer catalog. It has 56 full-color pages, and it's jam-packed with exciting news about the new American Flyer trains. And that's not all. You'll see the famous erector sets that build dazzling merry-go-rounds and parachute jumps, and hundreds of other exciting action models. And not only that, you'll find Gilbert chemistry sets, Gilbert tool chests, the spectacular new Gilbert atomic lab, and many other thrilling scientific outfits. Now, if you'd like a copy of this giant catalog delivered right to your home, postage paid, just send your name and address with 10 cents to the Gilbert Hall of Science, 99 Erector Square, New Haven, Connecticut. That's the Gilbert Hall of Science, 99 Erector Square, New Haven, Connecticut. And say, you're always welcome at the Boys Railroad Club and at the Gilbert Hall of Science nearest your home. American Flyer trains will always run for you. So listen for the whistle. From the Gilbert Hall of Science. Their guest today is a real railroader, Mr. P.A. Archipley from the Pennsylvania Railroad. The door's open. The boys are just getting started. So let's go inside and see what's going on.
Quiet down, fellas. Quiet down. Give Mr. Archipley a chance. He doesn't even know our names yet.
That's right.
Crookey, aren't you supposed to be up in bed?
I'll let him stay. Tell me he's okay.
All right.
Boy, oh boy, trains.
Meet the gang, Mr. Archipley. This is Ben, our train dispatch.
How do you do,
Hi, Ben.
Great to know you.
Steve, the conductor.
Hi.
Steve.
Corky, the engineer.
Hi, Coffee Boy.
Glad to know you.
Perky, a fireman.
How do you do, fireman?
And I'm Toby, president.
Glad to know you. Well, you boys must have a first-class railroad here. Everyone holds down important jobs.
We built all the scenery and planned the whole thing ourselves. Our dads helped a little, but they didn't have to.
They wanted to.
I understand, and I don't blame them.
What job do you have in the Pennsylvania Railroad, Mr. Shipley?
Well, boys, I'm a train dispatcher, and at one time I was a signal tower operator in a big freight yard, in a regasification yard. But I'll tell you more about that after I find out what you men are doing on your railroad.
Well, we want to show you. Why don't you stand in the observation platform? You can see the whole system from there.
Observation platform? Well, I don't mind.
Then there's a local freight operation he wants to show you. We'll show you how we handle local freight before we send it out on the main line for a long haul.
That's swell.
Come on, fellas, let's go.
All set, boys? Let her go.
Okay, fellas, he gave us a highball. Let's hit the iron. Okay, Ben, call out the car orders you have from the local freight agents along the line. We've got steam up in the switcher engine.
Right. Bigler Coal Company needs a hopper delivered to their siding at Homerville.
One coal hopper for Homerville.
2 flats for Sedgetown Lumber Company.
Right.
Cross Junction needs 4 automobile cars for Eastern Motor Corporation.
Right. We'll pick them up in the main yard. Let's get this local freight rolling ahead of the Sunrise Express, or we'll have to go into the hole.
What's that mean, Toby? Go into the hole, huh?
That means go into a siding, off the main line, and wait for superior trains. Uh-oh, we aren't going to make it. Into the hole with you, local freight. Here comes the Sunrise Express.
Hey, look at her highballing. Look at that streamlined Santa Fe.
The blade's up, Toby. Clear block. Head her out. Here we go. Into the yard now. We'll bring in the receiver switcher to pick up the automobile cars. Then we can take this string out and deliver the empty. All right, then. Here are your coal hoppers for B&O Coal Company.
I'll load them right now. I just press the button, and that starts the seaboard coaler. Down goes the clam shovel, gets a big bite of coal. Up it goes, into the bin, and now down the chute into the waiting car.
All loaded. Take it away. Hey, Steve, will you handle the log loading on those 2 cars for Sedgwick Lumber Company?
Will I? Watch me. Steve, how are you going to get those logs loaded on the car? How, Steve? You watch, Turkey. I just press this button. Oh, I see. The logs go right up to the roof. Then I press this other button, and that conveyor under the roof carries the logs to the end of the arms and drops it into the car. Next time I want to do that.
I'll handle the automobile loading, Toby.
Boy, this is smooth.
All right, here's our fast freight made up and ready to roll, except for the engines. Hey, Ben, where's our Pennsylvania K5 locomotive? I've got the crew ready to take over, and the train's ready on track 4 in the main yard.
Our K5 came out of the roundhouse an hour ago, and she's taking on water for the western run. I'll send her down in the main yard right away.
Okay. Boy, she looks dandy. Easy there. Shake hands gently. Good. You've got a long train behind you and half the country to cross. Now, you just sit there a minute. There it is, Mr. Hotchipley. We made up our train and we're ready to roll. What do you think of our railroad?
You like our railroad, huh?
Yes, Herky, your railroad is wonderful. The two-rail track is just like ours. The way your locomotives puff smoke and make that choo-choo sound is great. When I watch you boys handle freight, I'm reminded of my job on the Pennsylvania, where we handle a tremendous amount of freight. Freight trains from all over the nation, pounding along the rails, carrying products from every part of our country, and keeping America's business going. I see them come into the big yard where I work in the tower. We break them apart and assemble them again according to their destinations. We call it a hump operation, and it helps us to sort out freight quickly and get it on its way. The cars are pushed up a grade and over a hump. They roll down on their own after that, and each one passes over a pit where an inspector checks it from a worm's eye view. When the cars reach the hump, they're uncoupled. Singles, doubles, triples, or more, according to where they're bound. They roll by gravity to their proper tracks, 3 or 4 of them every minute. Up in the tower, I have a teletype list of every car in the train, the number of every car, and its exact place in the train. By using small controls in front of me, I can set the switches that put each car on its proper track. I also control the retarders that squeeze the wheels of cars and slows them down, so they will couple with other cars on the track without a hard jolt. You see, boys, there are more than 40 tracks in the freight yard where I work, so I can cut up a lot of trains and make a lot of new ones, all kinds. Refrigerator cars, flat cars, coal cars, container cars. They're designed to carry package freight, less than carload lots. Each container can be moved from car to car according to its destination. As I watched you boys assemble that long mixed train, I was reminded of the fast freight that pulls out of my yard every afternoon at 4 o'clock on the dot. PG-11. You can bet your life that the crew keeps a sharp eye on that train. The caboose is a real observation car. At the head end, the brakeman keeps his eye peeled, too. There's a signal panel in the engine cab that tells the engineer the position of the signals ahead and about the wayside conditions for every inch of the run. Doesn't matter what the weather outside the cab is, the engineer can read the signals and run his train safely. Well, boys, I can talk all night once I get started on my favorite subject, but I want to see what you're going to do with that freight train in the main yard.
Come on, fellas. Let's show them our fast freight. Sure, let's go. Clear track. Are we all set?
Okay, let her roll.
Main tracker, westbound, on the high iron.
That sure looks like the real thing, boys.